Hi guys, welcome to this lecture. In the previous lecture, we have set up some test collection view to populate onto the onboarding view controller. And in this lecture, we want to populate some custom images onto our collection view. And first thing we want to do is actually to head over to our browser over here, and I'm going to type in free stock images on Google, and let's scroll down to this pixels.com, and I think that they have some quite good stock images over here, so I'm just going to use this site. As usual, please read the license over here, and I believe these photos are free, but you gotta give like proper attribution. All right, so I'm gonna search for maybe a travel. All right, I'm just gonna search for travel, and I'm gonna select a couple of images over here. So maybe let's select the first one, maybe the second one, and the third one over here. It doesn't really matter, so you can just select any images that you want, but we just need 3 images over here. All right, so I'm going to download this, and I'm going to click on the free download. All right, and it immediately downloads onto my downloads folder. I think I might not need such a high resolution. All right, I don't need the original, so maybe let me just select medium instead. Okay, click on the download button, and it downloads this JPEG file into my computer. And let's get the next one over here, and I will select the medium one, hit the free download. And the last image, I'm going to do the same, hit the medium, select the medium resolution, and hit the free download. All right, so I have the 3 files downloaded onto my computer. Okay, this is the one, so this is the big one. I don't need the big one. All right, I've got this one, and this one. Okay, let me just put them onto my desktop here. Okay, so if you can see over here, we have these images over here, and I'm just gonna rename all these images so that it makes sense, because the last thing you want is to upload an image like this with it's very hard to understand file names. Okay, so I'm gonna do im, which stands for image, it's a prefix for image, and I'm gonna do maybe slide 1. All right, and I'm going to do im image slide 2 and im slide 3. And over here I do have another png file, which is the im balloon file, and I noticed that I like this image a lot better than the previous one that I've selected. So let me show you how I would replace that. I think this is something that you can learn as well should you change your mind on the images that you have already selected and put into your assets folder. All right, so let's come over here to the assets over here. And okay, if I want to replace this balloon, what I can do is, the first thing you want to do is to just right click on this and see if there's this delete. Yeah, delete selected items. Let's just delete this one over here, and we can just drag this I'm balloon into it. So this will be the new image over here. All right, so it's really as simple as that. And let's also drag the other slides over here. So we have this photo of a globe and these 2 other images over here, and let's drag them in over here. All right, so we have the balloon one and the 3 slides over here. Okay, so let's come over to the main storyboard, and the next thing we want to do is to include an image view onto the collection view cell. All right, so at this moment there isn't anything over here, so what I can do is to click on the plus button here, and let's type in, let's filter by an image view, and let me just bring that image view over here. All right, let's put that somewhere in the middle, and maybe I could clear away the orange color because I don't need that anymore. So let me click on this cell over here. This cell ID is the collection view cell. Okay, and I can just change the under this background over here, I'll just select maybe clear. All right, it doesn't matter anymore. And let me click on this image view over here, and we want to fill up the cell itself, and let's just quickly do that. And let's click on this to add the constraints, and it should be 0 on every sides of it. All right, 0 0 0 0. Add 4 constraints, and then we have the image view that conforms to the entire size of the collection view cell. All right, so the next thing we want to do is to come back over here to the onboarding view controller, and we want to create a custom view for the collection view cell. So we can do a class over here, and we can call this a onboarding collection view cell. All right, and this will inherit UI collection view cell. All right, so over here I can do you know what, I think it might be a good idea to just separate this so that we can keep our files a bit neater. So you know what, let's just cut this, and over here under travel, let's create a new group over here, and let's call this views. All right, so let's follow the MVC architecture, and I'm going to create a new file, and this time I'm going to call it onboarding collection view cell. All right, we will leave it as that. Click the create button, and I'm just going to paste what I've just written earlier on, and just ensure that I import UI kit. All right, so now that I've created this collection view cell, I'm just going to copy this, and I also want to create an image view IB outlet over here. Okay, so I do add IB outlet with var, and let's call this slide image view. All right, and let's make this of type UI image view. All right, okay, so let's just copy this again, and let's go to our main.storyboard. Okay, so in this collection view cell, let's just ensure that we are selecting on this one and not this one. All right, we want to select the collection view cell and not the collection view. Let's come over here to the file inspector. Is this the identity inspector, and let's just paste in this onboarding collection view cell over here and hit the enter button. All right, so once it is successful, again you will see the word travel over here, and let's right click on this cell ID, and you should see that we have a reference over here, the outlet over here. We have one that we just created earlier, which is the slide image view. So what you can do, again, you can click on the plus button and just drag over here just to connect these two together. All right, so we have connected this collection view cell with this file over here that we have created. Okay, so we also wanna create a function over here, and let's just name it configure, and let's configure this with an image, and this image will be of type UI image. All right, so let's also do slide image view dot image equals to image. All right, so this is what we can this function is what we will use to actually populate the image to be shown on this image view over here. All right, so let's go back to the onboarding view controller, and I'm just going to create a model. Okay, so again, let's come over to travel, let's right click, and let's select new group, and I'm going to type in model. All right, so I'm going to right click on the model folder, and let's select new file, and in this new file I'm going to select a Swift file, and I'm just going to call it slide. Okay, and let's click on the create button. Alright, so let's do a strut. Okay, so we're gonna create a model to represent the slide itself. Okay, so over here, as you can see, every time we change the cell, when we drag across, we want the page control to show which index we are in, and as well as we probably want these words to change as well to correspond with the slides itself, the image itself. Okay, so I'm just going to name this as a slide, and this will have a image name, so let image name to be of type string, let title to be of type string as well, and let description to be of type string. All right, and let's also create the collection over here. So what I can do is that I can do a static let, and I can call it collection, and this collection will be an array of slide. So it's basically the slides over here. All right, so I'm just gonna create a very simple slide, and I'm gonna initialize it by typing in slide, and I'm gonna do the open brackets, and this will just populate the properties for me to fill in. So for the title, I'm just going to leave it blank for the time being. Okay, I'm not going to put in anything. But for the image name, remember we have created we have dragged in all these images over here. I am slide 1, 2, 3. So let me just copy the file names over here. Let's go back here, and let's make sure that we put this file name over here. So this will be the first one. Let me just copy, and let me just paste this in. All right, just make sure that we have another comma again. So this will be 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so pretty simple. We have just created 3 slides and we have assigned it into an array of slide, and we call it collection, which can be accessible in the slide strut itself. Okay, I hope this is easy to understand. Let's go back to the onboarding view controller, and let's create the, should we create the slides here? Okay, maybe we don't have to do that. Okay, so over here under the number of items in section, we can return slide.collection.count. All right, so this will return 3 because we have created 3 slides within this collection itself. And then over here, we can cast this as onboarding view collection, onboarding collection view cell. All right. And then we can get rid of this cell.background color because we don't need this anymore. And what we do need is that we can actually call the configure method which we just created. And the reason why we can call the configure method is because we cast this as an onboarding collection view cell. So if we had not done that, you will notice that we won't be able to access the configure method over here. All right, so let me just undo this. And okay, so over here we are supposed to put in an UI image over here. So what we can do is that I can do let image equals to slide dot collection collections dot, okay, so this is an array, so I can actually just get the element within the array by doing it this way, item index path dot item. And in fact this and let me do a dot and let me get the image name over here. All right, so it should be image name, not image over here. And let's also do let image equals to UI image. And let me see, let's put in the name over here, and I can just paste the name, the image name over here, and I can just pass in the image over here. All right, so that should be quite easy to understand. Okay, so let's also just do let's also do this. So in case this image name does not exist, we don't want to do any force unwrap, we want to just default it to an empty image. All right, this doesn't look very gracious now, but I think we can do some refactoring later. Okay, so let me just quickly just run the simulator, and let's see what we have. All right there. Okay, it looks like the launch screen didn't really get updated, but we'll try to fix that later. Okay, so over here we see that we have the images over here. Okay, the slide 1, as we drag across we have slide 2, and as we drag to the final one we have the last slide over here. So I think a couple of things that we can configure is to expand this so that it fills the entire collection view cell. So what we can do is to go back to the main.storyboard, and then let's select on the UI image view over here. Okay, not the cell ID, let's select the image view, and let's come over to the property inspector over here, and under content mode we can use a spec fill. I believe a spec fill I think should be fine. And let me just quickly run this one more time. Okay, so right now we have the images that covers the entire collection view cell, and I think that is what we want. And as you can see over here, I think the launch screen wasn't updated, so I think let me just save this project, close this, and let me reopen the Xcode, and let's see if that helps to fix that. Okay, if I come over to my launch screen.storyboard, I should see the new image over here. If I come to the loading view controller, I should also see the new image over here. Okay, so let me just quickly run this. Oh, it looks like it hasn't been updated. All right, let me try to find a solution to this, and I'll see you in the next video.